And Phil Yates.
Hannah, thanks very much. The stark reality of the situation for Europe is this. Already, USA are more than a third towards their goal. It's, as you say, a race to 23. They have 8 points on the board thus far. Svensson and Larsen need to produce some Nordic magic.
Phil, you were talking about Nordic magic, and I think you're going to have it here in this match. Thomas and Jesper, I think, are the two strongest players for Team Europe right now on this pattern. And I think they're going to give everything and more to Simonsen and Barnes. So those guys are going to really have to step up and bring their A game if they want to keep Team USA's dominance going.
Talk about this.
See here, pretty good shot from Anthony. Ball just drifting a little high. Leaving an easy 4-pin. Should be no trouble for Chris Barnes.
Hi, Bonnie.
Rarely, though, have we seen any kind of early lead for the Europeans, so they have to consolidate.
You know, I think that's kind of just been the recurring theme here, is they haven't been getting out to a hot start. They haven't been really dialed into the lane conditions right off of practice as we've been starting these matches. I think this match has a great potential for Europe to go the right way for them.
Well predicted match, you know. Thomas Larsen is the first Dane ever to represent Europe in the Weber Cup. He was saying how proud he is to do that. He's saying a lot of people back home, i.e. in Denmark, will be watching this with interest. So Thomas at the moment delivering.
And just a beautiful shot by Thomas, and he's really dialed into the lane right now. I felt he closed out his earlier match very well, even though he lost. I feel he's really in tune with what's going on. Look at those eyes from Anthony. That's one of the things that, Phil, I think he does such a great job is he's so good at keeping his head steady, his eyes on his target, and being able to put the ball on line and get it out over that target line. That's one of the things that has made him the best young player in the world.
At 25 years of age, Svensson is no old stager. But I'll tell you what, talk about power.
Oh, unbelievable power. I mean, that's being clocked at 597 on the rev rate meter. And just to give you a gauge of rev rate, Chris Barnes is generally about 380 to 400. So you're tacking a couple hundred onto what Chris Barnes is doing.
All right, arm down. All time up.
Another shot for Team USA, drifting high, leaving a 4-pin. Chris really didn't like that shot.
Come on, keep working, boys.
Are we seeing some green shoots of recovery?
I think we will, Phil. Like I said, I think this is really Europe's best chance to get one back here and put some momentum on their corner and get their bench excited, get them something to smile about, loosen up those swings. Let's see if Thomas can keep it going right here in the fourth.
Thomas, Tiger.
Thomas, let's go.
There you go.
Just another beautiful shot by Thomas. And that's why he's on this team. He can get up and execute with the best of them.
Hook!
I really didn't think I could fit in your jersey.
The lowest American points total so far in any match, Baker doubles or singles, 254 from Chris Barnes when he beat Larsen.
I saw the P landed on your
254. Well, right now, that might not be matched here. Early days, though.
Good spare there from Anthony. You know, Phil, I think it's really indicative when we see these wide right errant shots of players who are they're just not feeling comfortable. They're not seeing the lanes right. We saw in the last interview, Bill's been saying, I've been seeing the lanes really, really well. And I feel like Chris threw a shot. He wasn't really happy with it. Went through the face. He made his adjustment, or tried to make an adjustment, but mentally couldn't commit to it. And as a bowler, when you know you got to do something, but your eyes and your brain don't believe what you think you have to do, it becomes very, very hard to execute at a high level.
Head pin was about a foot off spot.
Yeah, I need to be a little bit further this way.
Jesper taking re-rack. He is not happy with the 1-2 pocket on that setup of pins.
No stopping Svensson.
shot, mate.
The year he made his debut in this Weber Cup, he also won a PBA major, the Fire Lake Tournament of Champions in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and he's lighting a fire under the Europeans now.
You could hear Chris saying, hey, about time I throw one good, and that shot was, that's what he's been looking for. This is just dead label Hall of Fame shot right there. Healthy lead now, Phil, for the Europeans, but Thomas has got to keep it going. You can't give the USA, especially two accomplished players like Simonsen and Barnes, can't give them another chance to get back in this thing.
Go. Good shot, Thomas. That was Dom's fault.
And this is shades of E.J. Tackett right here. The ball showing just absolutely no respect for these pins and just driving straight past the 8 pin. Routine spare for Jesper, though.
Yes, E.J. Tackett in our final singles this afternoon came within a fraction of beating Jesper Svensson, but Svensson won dramatically in a roll-off, and I think he's gained an awful lot of energy from that.
Absolutely. That was really just the shot in the arm that Europe needed to not get swept in the afternoon session. And Simonsen now, they finally got a reprieve from Team Europe where they just weren't throwing another 30 pins at him. So let's see if he can get Team USA going. He did not like that one.
Right down.
Now here we go, just a little slow, a little grabby, got it a little right early. And the third full pin already for Team USA in 6 frames.
What's up? Yeah.
Well, not very often today, if ever, this late into a match, have we seen Europe with such a commanding advantage.
No, I think this is, like I said, this was Europe's best pairing, I think, and the scores are showing it so far. Team USA isn't out of this, but they would definitely need a lot of help from the Europeans at this point right now.
And the messenger that was so friendly to the USA this afternoon is now the friend of Europe.
Yeah, look at those eyes, riveted on the target. Beautiful shot by Thomas. He really projected the ball well down the lane that time. Didn't short it like that last shot. Head pin comes across the deck, helps the 6 into the 10. Beef stew out of his chair. He's like, hey, mate, come on over and give me some skin for that one.
That's silky. That was silky.
All right, Simon. Come on, yeah, shot. All right.
Simonsen from Plano, Texas, home of Jake Arrieta, the strikeout king when the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. He won the Cy Young that year. There, Simonsen getting a strike of a different kind.
Yeah, that strike is your friend, unlike your enemy in American baseball. And that strike was very friendly for Team USA, coming at an imperative time. But Jesper can really make it a tough route here for USA if they want to get a point here.
Up there. All right, Thomas, come on. Shot.
He's a very quiet, understated individual, Thomas Larsen, but you know deep down, what a competitor.
Absolutely. I've always said Thomas is a very underrated player on tour. He keeps his head down, he goes about his business, but he's very, very effective at going about his business.
Yeah, Thomas.
Nice, CB. All right, James. Someone on there.
Nice.
And the Euro bench is looking a tad more lively. Team USA really in dire straits here. They need to strike out and once again hope that some misfortune of some sort befalls the European team in these last 3 frames. Now this ball was left all the way, right through the face. And that just about puts the nail in the coffin, if you will, for the Americans. How about that?
TJ. With the 6 pin. Nice 5, Simon. Oh, yeah, you lost 6.
Well, fantastic shot making. Okay, the contest might be going against them, but that was fun.
That's like when you do something good in a pinball machine.
One time when you don't get upset.
And something flies out at you.
Yeah. One more.
Jesper is gonna 238 max for 239. Excuse me, for the Americans here. This one will just put it out of reach here with strike.
So I just 6, 8, 7.
That'll do it.
Shot, man. These shoes are staying off then. Yep. I'm putting shoes back on ever again.
Here's
6, 8, 7.
There's a beautiful shot from Jesper. You can't really put it down there any better than that.
Yes, the Europeans have combined really well. That's their 7th strike of the match.
Yeah, I really felt Thomas and Jesper, even though they're on the opposite sides of the lanes, they worked well together. They built each other up. They made a lot of great shots. They got out to a hot start, put the Americans on the defense, which Team Europe really hadn't been doing any of that. And they came out swinging and took an early lead and were able to hold the lead. And they forced the Americans to kind of start fishing around for a better ball reaction. And when you force players to do that, Phil, players can get into trouble really easily. And we saw that happen, especially to Chris. So Much needed point for Team Europe.
Smiles have returned to European faces.
Good game, boys. Good game. Down the men and it's the captains.
It's going to be by a distance the lowest points total in any match for the USA so far today.
Yeah, Team USA has just been really, really dominating so far. And I think this was probably their weaker pairing, looking at the schedule today. That being said, Team Europe came out guns a-blazing and really put up a much-needed point on the board.
It was so badly needed.